What it is, guys, it is your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back at you with more Dokkan. Now, today we are talking about Battlefield, because I really didn't talk at all about last season of Battlefield, and I think people are starting to just... Like, we were so excited to get it on Global, and then I think people just forgot to run the weekly Battlefield, because you do get Battlefield memory every single week. And people are largely going to get, you know, it's just naturally going to happen. You're going to get underwhelmed by the rewards and this, that, and the other thing. Me, personally, I've got a goal right now. So I said that I was going to try to rainbow the metal cooler. But since everything's rolling out so excruciatingly slowly, like we're getting one per, and I don't know about you guys, I basically can afford another one because I've just never spent them on anything else. The Tech Goku Ginyu's really not high on my priority list. These two guys I don't believe they have their awakenings yet. I guess a quick way to find out. Let's see if it'll give us the yeah, go to growth here and see they don't have awakenings yet. Now they should be getting them next session, but you know, I don't need them, really. It would be for bragging rights only that I get them. And that's kind of what I'm coming with today, because, honestly, if you notice, there is one of the LRs missing here. It's one of the few LRs that I kind of always wanted, though, admittedly, it's not really, like, the biggest, greatest thing in history anymore. The old school LR Ginyu, he was really, really good when he first dropped, when Battlefield was kind of, you know, Battlefield 1.1 on JP. But I got, you know, I've got all of them. Unfortunately, they only give you 5, which really sucks. So unless they give us another one next season, if you want to rainbow them, you gotta use Kai's. That is actually pretty crap. But I got them. I'm working on rainbowing them, as you can see. You know, I'm basically biding my time. I have just enough Battlefield memory to almost get him up there, so I got maybe another week or two, and I'm probably just going to do it because at this point, why not? Then after that, I should have enough to get my metal cooler next session. So I'm making a decision in regards to this. But basically, the whole reason I wanted to come today is because I think this Battlefield actually is probably one of the easiest, least in my opinion. Now, part of that could be, and let's talk about this real quickly, part of that could be simply the fact that we've got so many amazing, like, badass units now. We got, you know, dual category teams. We got all this crazy stuff that we can build now. So, the teams are really beastly, okay? Case in point, you see the tech units that I'm running. I'm not even running some mad, but I'm not even running the full power Goku, and I probably should be, but he's just not going on my team. Pretty much what I do, and I've talked about this before, I despise the auto button. I heavily recommend staying away from the auto button, and I know you would be too shy in this if you didn't use the auto button. Me, I've got a couple of extra units in there just as fluff and filler, but pretty much if you want to be successful at Battlefield, and for me, the way I did it this time around, is first thing I do is I go in here and I build a set of teams. Basically, I build a fusion team, a Patara team. I build 2 other categories. This time around, I have Realm Gods and Super Saiyan 3. Those are kind of my go-tos. I probably should do a Pure Saiyans because that team is just disgusting. And I probably should do like a movie bosses team too, but you're really limited right now as to the number of units you can use. And when I built these teams, I was like, oh yeah, these teams are going to be badass. I'm going to use these when I get up to the 3rd stage. But actually, as it turns out, because of the units that I've got now and how many units I have that are actually like full Skittles, case in point, I mean, I can show you the Skittles bin is absolutely disgusting. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. Because if you do, you know, summons anywhere near as frequently as I do, and I talk to a lot of people that actually do more summons. Like, as a content creator, I do a lot of summons, and I know a lot of people that follow me and that I talk to on Twitter and stuff like that that do way more than I do, which is mind-blowing for me. But, you know, that's my priority list, I guess. other people could go ham on this game, and that's just their priorities. So let's go to activation here. So if I'm just simply going by activation, you could see there is a slew, an absolute slew of units in here that are rainbow that I'm simply not using. Now, a lot of them are free-to-play units. That's some of my teams do. Admittedly, some of my teams do have free-to-play units in there. Case in point, the Android 21, the free-to-play Whiskey Bitch, those types of units. But largely, basically, what I'm trying to say here is the field that we've got to play with right now is so stacked with amazing units. Even like some free-to-plays that are just phenomenal. Case in point, LRVB. I always run him as my sub-lead on Realm of Gods. I didn't even use him this time around. Basically what I'm trying to say, and I'm rambling a lot, is when I went in here, let's go back out here and go to stage info. When I ran this, I never used a category team. AGL, what I did basically for my strategy to win this and to dominate this, it was embarrassing how badly I beat this. For level 1 and level 2 only, I used just extreme teams. So I used extreme tech, extreme int. Come down here to level 2, and it just happens to line up that way. I think last time it was a little weird, so it couldn't quite line up that way. But last time, I also think Zamasu was just a pain in the ass. Zamasu and Goku Black on the last season, they kicked my ass a few times. It was, and soundly too, to teams that they had no business beating. So this time around, I think they've nerfed it a little bit, but it is what it is. So like, even though this is extreme strength, I did extreme AGL, kick the crap out of it. Extreme Fizz, kick the crap out of it. Extreme strength, embarrassed it. Okay, then we get down here to level 3. All right, and I know half of our units down here are super types, but for me, the super teams that I've got are largely way stronger, and I think that's just across the board, way stronger than the extreme teams ever were. So, with maybe a couple of exceptions, but so this extreme tech, I took that on with super int and blew it away. Just destroyed it. To be fair, though, I do also have 2 of the int Gogetas. So I've got a 120 lead and a 100 lead for my sub-lead. So, there is that situation you may not necessarily have yourself in. But that's how I chose to do it. Super Fizz, I took that on with Super Strength. And my Super Strength team did just the same thing. Just absolutely smacked it around. I didn't even use LRVB and smacked it around soundly. Now, Zamasu. We know Zamasu is a pain in the ass. The biggest problem with Zamasu is that he doesn't take damage very well. And when he does take damage, then he restores like 3 mil a turn. If you can stun him, that negates all that. Being extreme strength, I think I forget who I was hitting him with. I wish I could remember who I was hitting him with, but he was just falling apart at the seams. So I'd have to go back in there and look at my super AGL team. But the long and the short of it is, if you have situations like that, absolutely, you will dominate this. I didn't even use my category teams. I defeated all 3 levels only with my mono teams. So it's something to think about. I know it's real easy to go in there, press auto, and not to think about it and go, okay, I lost, go try it again. But if you really give it some thought and really plan this out, you can destroy these events like nothing, like absolutely nothing. So that's my 2 cents of this. I'm not going to bore you with some gameplay. I'd have to go back through and open it up a few times. But just a reminder, guys, make sure you are running this. We just got a fresh reset on this. Here on, I believe, Sunday night, we're going to get a reset of the Battlefield memories. So at that point, I'm just going to leave everything go and No reason to run it anymore, and just every week run it for the battlefield memory, because remember, in the mission rewards, you basically got to beat it 3 times to get all your stuff. So once you beat that third one, you're really only running it for the weekly battlefield memory. So at that point, basically towards the end of this, we'll do the damage testing of the LR Ginyu. And I've got a few LRs that are still sitting at SA10 because I need to do the damage testing on. And, you know, with all the news and all that stuff that we've had lately, I just haven't had the kind of time. And you guys know I'm launching another channel, working on it at the same time. So, neither here nor there. So just make sure you're doing this, guys. I think people are forgetting about this. I think this is something that's kind of falling just out of public view, because we're now hit a state where we've had this for, like, what, 6 months now? People are just used to it. Battlefield came out on JP a couple of years ago, and so for a long time we were really thirsty for this content. And now that we have it, it's really easy to get complacent. But don't get complacent, guys. It should be a weekly thing. You should be doing it. You should be enjoying it. And challenging yourself. And if you're not having fun with it, my recommendation is challenge yourself. Try building teams that might make you think a little bit. Try building new categories. Try running dual categories. Combine, you know, now that we got dual category teams, try combining those different categories and see what kind of teams you can build. Have fun with it, though. Don't just, you know, leave it be. This should be something that's enjoyable to run. Like for me, Super Battle Road is one of my favorites, just because it's really, really, really challenging. I know when we stream it, sometimes you get mad at it, and, you know, it's no fun to lose, especially, you know, when you've got 100 people on on stream. You kind of look like a chump when you lose it. But, you know, we all know Super Battle Road's tough, but it's one of my favorite modes because it is that tough. If this is not challenging you, you don't find it fun, find a way to make it fun. See if you can run it with free-to-play teams. Do something like that, but don't pass up all the battlefield memory. And I just public service announcement, because in talking with people and stuff like that, I really am concerned that people are missing out on amazing rewards and are forgetting that things are there. Because remember, we only have 1 dupe left of the LR Metal Cooler. He's coming out. We have LR Ginyu, not Goku Ginyu, but Ginyu. We have those other units in there, and we're getting another LR actually here shortly on that, and at 4th anniversary. So, you know, if nothing else, actually be hoarding that stuff. Maybe don't be spending it like I am. So, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments section down below. I guess I could run it and come back and do all that. I'll probably do that later on this week when it's actually all back up and running, and show you basically how I did the teams and all that. But more to the point, the running it isn't the part that's really interesting here. It's the team building and, you know, the reminder. Because sometimes, you know, I know there are events that run, like Rabbit Mob. I really need to farm Rabbit Mob. I've been meaning to do it, and I don't, because, you know, we have Prime Battle going on. We've got all this other stuff. So I think it's one of those things that could slip the mind. And being a weekly event, it's really easy to go, did I run it? Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I don't know. And then just, you know, most of us have jobs, stuff, things like that. So anyway, guys, just a reminder video, really more than anything else. And that it will conclude this. I will be back tonight with the live stream. We're going to do the Storytime live stream that we've been kind of talking about since Tuesday. It's going to be a ton of fun. But I am going to go see Captain Marvel finally tonight. So the live stream will be a little late. I'm thinking probably around 11 p.m.-ish Eastern time. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be an absolute blast. It's not going to be a normal live stream. We're still going to be playing Dokkan, but we're not going to be really... we can discuss Dokkan and stuff like that, but it's going to be more off the cuff and a little less serious. So hopefully it's something you guys are going to enjoy and have fun with, and a little different format than ever before. So hope to see you there. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think of Battlefield in the comments section down below. Follow my Birdman, hit me up a Booker. I will lay your asses out tonight. Hopefully with some funny stories, some jokes, some anecdotes, and really just, I hope you're amused.